and welcome, beloveds, to the Dr. Mumbi Show. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you are moving into living life truly on your own terms, because that is what is available to us at such a time as this. Thanks to every single person that supports us on our Patreon and our PayPal accounts. We appreciate love each and every one of you. We wouldn't be able to do this show without you. Go ahead and consider joining us for as little as $2 a month, so that we can continue to bring you all the news coming out of Africa. Now, this was a big story last week where a Tanzanian small-scale miner by the name of Saniniu Kurian Liza, he actually discovered two of the biggest Tanzanite stones ever discovered in the world. And Tanzanite is basically a stone that is only found in Tanzania, not just in Tanzania, but in a very specific, like, small region in Tanzania. And what has happened is that, love him or hate him, Magufuli has done a lot to make the natural resources of Tanzania available for I hate exploitation as a word, but for discovery, for use to the locals, because it's all like, let Tanzanians also, gain wealth from their gold, their Tanzanite, their diamonds, and all the things that they have. And so they actually changed. There's been a lot of work that's been done, and I'll actually add an interview that I did with the Minister of Mines in Tanzania when I was there last year. Absolutely phenomenal guy, and what basically they did is they opened up a lot of the market to smaller mining companies, small scale indigenous mining companies, and kind of they were trying to scale them up so that it's not just the Western nations that take advantage of, that come and mine, but others also did. And so it was absolutely amazing. And, the thing that actually got me on this story is that usually such a discovery would have been bought, by by the De Beers of this world, an international jewel firm, an international museum. But the two Tanzanite stones are actually going to remain in Tanzania because the government has actually agreed to buy the brilliant violet blue tinged precious stones, which weighed in at 20.4 and 11.2 pounds, respectively. Now, the government of Tanzania is going to spend $3.3 million purchasing the two pieces, and then they are going to be put in the Tanzanian Museum. Yes. No, this is so awesome, because usually these, you'll always hear the biggest diamond in the world is in some British museum, or the biggest sapphire. And then the museum it's in, they don't even have diamonds or sapphires. So it's really good that we're starting to see a lot of these things remain in the country. And, this story actually made headlines. Massive headlines a week ago, because, and he's getting 7.74 billion Tanzanian shillings. But this actually made headlines across the world. And the mines minister, he said, today's event is to recognize the two largest Tanzanite gemstones in history since the beginning of mining activities in Mirerani. And Mirerani Hills is the place where the Tanzanite stone is found. And, it's just, he was like, this guy Laser was pictured on Tanzanian television holding, the two stones, and then receiving the check. And this has really excited the artisanal minds, and it's a big victory for what Tanzania has been doing in terms of making the mines available to the locals. And it's just good news. It's just amazing news. And, Tanzanite is one of the rarest world's minerals. It was found in only a tiny patch, as I mentioned, of the Mirerani Hills of northern Tanzania. And it's basically the legacy of a violent clash of tectonic plates about 585 million years ago, according to Western research. And it also spawned a volcano, etc., which is now Mount Kilimanjaro. And it was actually only discovered discovered by De Beers. And Tanzanite wasn't a very popular stone until De Beers actually started using it in some of their, select pieces. And then it gained this whole celebrity craze because of how rare it is. But small scale, mining is really, this is just an amazing initiative. And we really hope that other African countries will look at making, the mining industry and other industries available and, to small scale miners. Let me know what you think about this story. Until next time, tuko pamoja.
Wake up, Africa, your time has come. Open up your eyes and see the sun. Open up your spirit. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, Africa.
Hello and welcome to the Dr. Mumbi Show. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I'm live in Dar es Salaam and I'm here with a Mheshimiwa, and in case you don't know what Mheshimiwa means, it's like, honorable, yeah. The Minister of Mining, he's is it Minister of, do you call it mining or minerals?
It's minerals.
It's Ministry of Minerals. Yeah. And we're just so honored because this is really one of the interviews that we really wanted to get, so we can have an idea of everything that's been going on. Welcome to the show, sir. Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm Dr. Biteko, the Minister in charge for minerals. And first of all, before I say anything, I congratulate you for the show.
Thank you.
I'm one of your subscribers. I subscribed the other time, like 8 months ago. I was watching was Jesus a black man or white man? It was very interesting.
Really?
And actually, I went down to see the 3 issues you talked about on that show.
Yeah.
It was very, very, very challenging, and I learned a lot out of it. And congratulations, and I'm happy I have you here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Imagine. That's awesome. I told you, you never know who's watching. So I think the big thing that people know about Tanzanian minerals is basically the tax. The 190 billion tax bill. Is that not a good place to start? That you actually tax one of your gold suppliers, and I think that's one of the things. But maybe even as an overview, you can give us an idea. I didn't know that Tanzania is so rich in so many different minerals. Maybe you can just give us an overview of the minerals in Tanzania.
Basically, Tanzania is endowed with a lot of minerals, and in Africa, I think we are number 4. And in the world, for the issue of gold, we are number 18.
Whoa.
So you see, these minerals have to be extracted and give benefit to the country.
Yes.
And should be managed properly so that you have the so-called backward and forward linkages.
Yes.
It has gone through a very tedious history in the reforming of the sector.
Yeah.
A lot of committees has been formed to just analyze and see how best we can manage these resources.
Yes.
And a lot of recommendation has been given, and a lot of tour studies has been conducted across the world to see how properly we can manage the resources. The problem we are having, yes, we are very new in this sector because we started the mega mining in late 90s.
Oh, okay.
So before there were some informal kind of minings which were not regulated properly.
Yeah.
And we became a country which invited some FDI from outside in the late 90s.
Yeah.
And when we brought this capital from outside, they were pinned with some incentives, especially for taxes, so that we could actually attract them to come.
Yeah.
And we came to learn later that, okay, we have given a lot, for the issue of incentive.
Yes.
Africa is remaining poor despite of having these abundant resources.
Yes.
So a number of reforms has been undertaken since then. Imagine in 1998, yes, Mining Act was passed, and then it was amended in 2010 just to maximize the take of the government from the sector.
Yeah.
And recently we did a mega change in the Mining Act that was 2017, where actually a lot of issues were handled. Number one, We just wanted to maximize the revenue from the mining sector. We're having the sector which is very big, very vibrant. A lot of people are employed there. Big FDI is being drawn inside. But what do we get as a country? It was very little.
Yeah.
Imagine we were just collecting per year like 196 billion shillings in 2015.
Wow.
So we had to make some radical changes. Yes, if you take some radical changes, you get some resistances
Yes, of
from
course.
different actors. The issue here is not to divert from what you are targeting.
Yeah.
First of all, you target what you want to do and be firm to it. And this is what President Magufuli has done it clearly, that we want to get much more from the mining sector.